Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the More Survivalists, and today talking about something a little bit different. My original idea was to do a video regarding the Disney versus DeSantis controversy or feud or whatever you want to call it. Basically, a globalist company that used to make cartoons and theme parks all of a sudden being very much interested in how our society is shaped and how our children are educated or how their sexuality is manipulated in a very unnatural and perverse manner. Is that something, sounds about right? Okay. Well, today I learned something very, very sad. I don't talk much about my personal life, almost nothing at all. My oldest son, a few years ago, back when he was about 15, 16 years old, starting in a new school, he had this friend from school, this girl that was gorgeous, beautiful. She actually worked as a model. She danced and traveled, in different countries with her dance partner. 16 years old, beautiful girl that was she was dating her dance partner that was twice her age, and then she was with another guy that was older, and the kind of thing that if you're a bit more conservative you would have done. You would have thought, where are her parents? Where's her mom, her dad? A 16-year-old that is obviously having a relationship with a man twice her age or even older, and this is the kind of thing that today you have to look at it as if it's, that's perfectly fine. Even though it is the kind of thing that's very much illegal, but people just look at the same kind of thing that would be illegal when Disney tries to do these things as well. Trying to sexualize little children used to be the kind of thing that was illegal and landed you in jail a long time. But what I want to talk about today is how this has a consequence. These acts, these agendas that the left has, and don't be confused, this is the left. It is the opposite of freedom, liberty, and strong society, strong families, strong people that we want. Us conservatives, they are on the opposite end of that spectrum. They want us to be weak and easy to manipulate and easy to defeat, because we are in that place right now. You have a battle, in some cases actual battlefield battles, like in the case of Ukraine, where you have a Russian dictator attacking a nation that wants to emulate those Western values that they look up to, right? And all of a sudden, a commie dictator doesn't like that, and he goes and bombs the place just to take over. And we are being deceived left and right. Literally, we're being deceived left and right. From the left and from the right, we're being lied in different ways so as to adjust that to a specific target audience that they want to influence. But you're being lied on both sides so as to hide everything that's going on. This is something that I see them doing all the time. And when you look at Disney, you have to remember this is a company that used to make cartoons and theme parks. All of a sudden, they're interested in your 5-year-old's sexual habits and what is it that they're going to be doing in bed in the maybe not so distant future. Well, it's really not that much of a mystery. Go here, Wikipedia, the Walt Disney Company, who's behind Disney, and we scroll down. Oh, our friends, the Vanguard Group and BlackRock, 7.4 and 6.2. And you know what? BlackRock owns 25% of Vanguard, and Vanguard owns like 25% of BlackRock. They're the exact same fucking thing. It's the same handful of people, the richest people in the planet, that own these companies, and they create a false sense of diversity, of two companies or three different companies and something hidden and obscured, but it's the same handful of elites that own Disney, they own the media, they own the CNN, this Fox News of the world, they own the other alternative media that you think you're looking at, and because I don't trust CNN, I don't trust Fox News, I look for this other guy, and you don't even realize that if there's something they don't want you watching, it's gonna be shadow banned, it's gonna be hidden, you're not even gonna be finding it. Now the crap that they want you to consume, even though you think there's some sort of alternative media, that they make sure you have access to. So why is it that they want this? Because they want us to be weak and confused and easy to manipulate, easy to control. That's basically what it is. And it's not a surprise that these companies, look at Disney. I mean, it's the perfect example. Disney, right? How they modify their movies for the West, and they make sure they remove the crap that they don't want to spread in countries like China, in countries that don't want to have this kind of poison in their society, right? So they're all working together. How is it possible that a company like Disney, the people behind a company like Disney, adjust these things so as to affect, destroy basic aspects of our society while protecting those same exact things in countries where that's not their intent? They don't want to do that in these other countries. They don't have this crap in places like China, like Russia. So these countries, we remove the poison from our movies and our cartoons for that specific audience. It is just that. This girl, that beautiful girl, I think she worked like a model as well or something like that. My son told me about her how, but she goes out with older guys, Dad, he used to tell me. And I was like, well, you always have girls like that, right? She's beautiful, she's a dancer, and she's dating guys that are twice her age. And that is supposed to be what? Empowering. That's supposed to be progressive. The same kind of insanity that you're watching Disney trying to do with sexualizing kindergartner kids, trying to convert them into a certain ideology, confuse them into doing things that they're not even capable of comprehending. It used to be common knowledge that a prepubescent child has no interest in any of this at all, and any adult being involved in the sexual life of a baby like that, that's a monster. That's the kind of thing we used to throw in jail. That's the kind of thing we used to destroy like a monster in our society. All of a sudden, this is what Disney wants for us. And this girl was a perfect example of that. I used to wonder, where's her father? She has no father. 16-year-old going on with a guy that's almost 40, traveling with this person. They know what's going on. Of course, you're supposed to have laws against these sort of things. No one gives a damn. Everyone looks, the other way. Obviously, the parents didn't care enough, and well, this is how this beautiful girl that now should be 19 years old. She just took her own life. She went down the beach just today. My son told me he was in university, came across a former classmate of his, and told him that she took her own life. She went down the beach and just ended it there. Imagine the kind of suffering she must have been going through if she decided at the age of 19, beautiful girl with her entire life ahead of her. I don't know how many Instagram followers she had and whatever. But what must have happened to her in her life that she decided to do this, right? The kind of abuse, of mental abuse, of physical abuse, why she was doing these sort of things at such an age in which she shouldn't have been doing any of that. No one gave a damn, not her parents, not the school, not, no one saw this. I mean, I learned about it and, I couldn't be more, detached from all of that. No one really in that school realized what was going on. But this is what you're being told, that is normal, what is healthy, and it's empowering women and men. And no, it's not. It's not doing any of that shit. It's just poisoning our society, our families, our kids, and those kids grow older and they have these demons that destroy their lives even before those lives start. And it's good that a guy that like DeSantis sees this and it puts a stop to it as much as he can, right? Because facing the elite like Disney, again, Disney is just one more shadow covering the richest people on the planet and their own interests and what they want for us, for the West specifically. They don't do this crap in China or Russia. Nope. In China, Russia, and the left-wing dictatorships of the world, all of that crap really has zero effective range. Try doing any of that in those places. No, but in the West, this is promoted. This is pushed and forced upon us with a very clear, very specific agenda, so as to have weak, easy to manipulate, easy to enslave people. That's what they want, man. There's no confusing there. They want to pervert little children so as to have weak, easy to control adults later on. It's really not a mystery. It's all so very clear. Again, this is the kind of thing that if you as an adult were obsessed with the sexuality of kindergartners, it would not have ended well for you. Now it is just about diversity. Yeah, it's about diversity. It's about diversifying perversion as much as possible. If you think that hasn't got any serious consequences, if you think that's just part of educating a baby, again, prepubescent children that have no inclination of any kind, the only reason why a sick, twisted, degenerate adult would have any sort of interest in influencing a baby in such a manner is pure evil. There's nothing good, nothing empowering, nothing regarding any kind of education or good that's behind any of that. And when you allow that to happen, you end up with injured, damaged people. Sometimes even before they start living their lives. The abuse that becomes normal, that they normalize all of this stuff. Well, it's stuff that happens. No, it doesn't just happen. You are forcing it on us. You're forcing it on our society. And you know what you're doing it. And we should not allow it. Okay? So it's not about respecting differences of opinion. Screw that. This is not about a difference of opinion. This is about good versus evil. This is about fundamental differences. I very much like Russell Brand when he does many of his videos. Now, I understand he comes from the left. He comes from the left and he has a fundamental confusion. I don't think he's a mean-spirited person, but whenever he talks about how the left is about society and social welfare and he's missing the big point. The left is all about oppression, about enslaving, about control, about dictators. It's no wonder that whenever you look at a country from the left, you have damn dictators. You have a dictator in China, you have a dictator in Russia, you have a dictator in Venezuela, you have a fucking dictator in North Korea and in Cuba. All of these left-leaning countries, left-wing commie, powers are handled by dictators. And this is something that's been normalized from the left and from the right. You don't even realize, you keep repeating this garbage and you don't see how you're being easily manipulated into exactly the kind of thinking they want you to have. They just adjust the message a little bit, but look at the bigger picture. Look at why Disney adjusts their product, their poison really, or their product. Let's call it a product. They do a movie and they release that in the West with that poison in it. And then when they go to release that same movie in China and Russia, in left-leaning nations, they remove that because that's not allowed there, right? No, it's not that it's not allowed. They're doing it on purpose. They want you to digest that. They want your kids to digest that and be poisoned by that. But they don't have that over there. They don't have that over there. In China and Russia, they removed that for that specific audience. You think that's all just a matter of coincidence? You think it's just a matter of, oh yeah, because they care a lot about selling that movie? No, these people have something else in mind. It's not about making a few more million or even making a few more billion. They're actually willing to sacrifice making a few more billion so as to fulfill a very specific agenda that they have in mind. And if you don't start waking up, you'll be caught by surprise. Just like this poor girl was and her family, and thinking that that she's so brave and courageous and living like no. She's nothing anymore. She's gone. And if you're not aware, they'll do this to your kids. They'll poison your kids with perversion and poison, with mental illness, knowingly so. They try to spread a message of diversity and tolerance when it's all just a matter of perversion, sick, deviant behavior. That's all covered like this is all a big old rainbow. No, this is some very sick, very depraved people that are taking advantage of what the elite actually wants for the rest of us. And it starts there, man. It's about going to the foundation, and the foundation is the kids. So let's be aware of that, okay? And not get caught by this by surprise. Folks, it's gonna be all for now. See you on the next video, guys. Take care.